I got to see the new Amy Adams film, Night, which I have to bleep, sorry Reed, because I'll get demonetized if I say that in the first 30 seconds of the video. But I got to see this movie at the world premiere in Toronto. Amy Adams and the whole cast and the director were there, which is pretty cool. And this was easily one of my most anticipated of the entire festival for a couple of different reasons. I didn't know much about it. I knew it was kind of about Amy Adams playing a mom that is slowly turning into a dog, and I talked about it a little bit with my girlfriend who has read the book, but that was kind of it. I like weird ideas, I like dark comedies, I like Amy Adams. The director, Marielle Heller, made 2 films, The Secret Diary of a Teenage Girl. Did I get that title right? Sorry, it's The Diary of a Teenage Girl, my fault. And Can You Ever Forgive Me, which are 2 films that I've heard are pretty good, but I have not seen. I have heard good things, and I have seen A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, which was the biopic about Mr. Rogers where Tom Hanks played him, and I thought that was pretty damn good back in 2019. So I was really looking forward to this. I think the director seems pretty talented. And when you get all of those things combined, you expect a pretty good movie, and that is kind of what I got. And look, I am not a mother. I'm not even a parent at this point in my life. And I think decent movies are pretty good at relating to the specific demographic that it's trying to portray in the movie. But I think what makes a good movie is something where even if you can't directly relate to an experience, it does such a great job at painting that experience that you feel like you are in the character's shoes the entire time. And I think above anything else, Night is really good at making you feel like you are a frustrated mom the entire time. And you have to give a lot of credit for that to Amy Adams, who is really damn good in this movie. She's one of those actresses that is pretty consistently solid, and I think she's actually one of the few actresses that is really good at drama and comedy. And I don't think there's a lot of actors on the planet that would be able to nail the role quite as good as her. Now, I don't think she's the runaway Oscar winner that a lot of people thought she would be maybe a few months ago here. I saw a lot of other performances at TIFF that I do think are better than this one, which I'll get to later on in this TIFF recap video. But I do think she's definitely deserving of an Oscar nomination. Like if there's the top 5, right? And the number 1's the winner, the second is runner-up. I think Amy Adams deserves the 3 or 4 spot on that list. Maybe they'll give it to her as a legacy type of Oscar for never winning for Arrival or something like that. I don't know. But I do think she is deserving of a nomination. That's for damn sure. And I also thought her partner, played by Scoot McNairy, was really funny here. So they're both individually funny, even though Amy Adams is the standout. But their chemistry, which it's not the average chemistry for a type of romantic movie. Like Amy Adams is clearly the standout here, but I think the chemistry between them, it's not the same type of romantic chemistry with a lot of these types of movies, but the comedy they are able to bounce off of each other is really good. And I think the comedy in general is not going to work for everybody. I think a lot of people aren't going to find this to be that funny. Like, without calling certain people out, I could see a lot of people being like, oh, Night Bitch is not that funny. This is not a funny movie, guys, okay? But at least in my theater, everyone was laughing pretty consistently, and I'm the type of person where I've sat through a lot of movies where people are hollering, and I think, okay, that was not that funny. Night Bitch is not one of those movies, though. I think it's cleverly written in a lot of scenarios. I think a lot of punchlines for certain jokes and deliveries of jokes are really good. I think a lot of the best jokes are delivered in the voiceover from Amy Adams, and I did see this pretty late at night a couple days into the film festival. And if you've never been to a film festival, you tend to get pretty tired. Like, I try and get as much sleep as humanly possible, but there's certain late night screenings where you feel like you miss a couple things. So even though I was laughing a good amount, I do feel like there's probably a few little jokes that I kind of missed on that I can't wait to see on a rewatch. But the dialogue feels really well thought out here. And I know there was a lot of hate about the trailer when it dropped just before this festival started. I'm somebody that doesn't watch trailers. I just heard people saying the Night Bitch trailer is terrible. But I go in as blind as possible to every movie. Like, I'm somebody, I try and see everything. So to me, it's like, why would I watch a trailer? I'm gonna see the movie. I don't want to know anything about a movie. I just want to hear the early buzz on a movie, if it's good, who the director is, who the actors are. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know much going into a movie. So I didn't watch the trailer, and I thought the movie was funny. And some people judge a movie before it comes out, but as someone that has sat through the entire thing, I think it's hard to argue that Night Bitch is a poorly written movie. Like, maybe you could say that in terms of structural things or the plot, or maybe it's too weird for you. I don't know. But in terms of like the delivery of the comedy and the build-up of certain comedic moments, I think the movie is pretty well written. And Night Bitch is one of those movies, which this happens quite a bit, where I don't really have any problems with it, but at the same time, I'm not walking out of it saying, that's one of the best movies of the year. Like, a lot of people, when they rate movies, they kind of go in and be like, oh yeah, there was nothing wrong with it, 10 out of 10. I'm not that type of person. I kind of start at like a 5 out of 10 scale, and we kind of go up points when a movie does something really good, and we go down points when it does something poorly. And to me, this is like a solid 6 out of 10 movie. 6 out of 10 to me is a good score. A lot of people think that's a bad score. It's a good score, okay? I think it's solid. I think it's funny. I think if you're a woman, you should get a girls' night out movie screening and just holler at a lot of the jokes together. You'll find it hilarious. I plan on seeing it a second time with my girlfriend when it hits theaters, so that way I could see what jokes I missed on. I could talk to her about how faithful of an adaptation it is. But at the moment, I would say Night is a solid movie. It's not making my top 10 of the year at any point, but maybe after a rewatch that will change, but I'm not convinced. I think it's a good movie. It's not top 10 of the year though. If this feels like a shorter review than usual, it's because this is a segment of a much larger video that I've put on the channel already, kind of reviewing my entire experience of the Toronto International Film Festival this year. I saw about 37 movies, which is absolutely crazy, and I talk about all of them in that video. Some of these are the biggest Oscar players of the year. Some of them are the best horror movies of the year, whatever it is. We talk about a lot of movies in that video. So a link to that full video will be in the description here. But if you just want to see the shorter reviews that keep coming out over the next week or two, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of those reviews that drop. This is also all of my social media right here. So if you want to follow me on Letterboxd, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is, I check the Letterboxd the most. I haven't been as active on this because I've been working on this video and so many other projects over the past month, but I love talking about movies on there. So if you want to keep up with what I'm watching, be sure to watch that. Also, shout out to Reed for being so patient with me and helping edit all these videos and getting all these exports out. So if you need help with any editing at all, be sure to hit him up. He will absolutely help your videos out a ton. Be sure to like these videos, whether it's this video, the Long Toronto video, they all help me out a ton. It helps more than you think. I know a lot of people ask for you to hit the like button, but it helps me pay Reed to help me keep editing these videos. So if you won't like it for me, like it for Reed. And be sure to comment down below. Have you seen this movie yet? If the film has come out, what did you think of it? If it hasn't come out yet, are you excited for it still? Did my opinion change? I mean, this outro is going on the end of all of my videos. So with this specific movie, I don't know if I loved it or if I hated it, but you know what? At the end of the day, a day talking about movies is a good day. So I'd love to talk to you in the comment section down below. And that is it for me. So this is Chase. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I hope you have an awesome day. Thanks.